Have you ever wondered what's really going on behind the scenes of your favorite apps? Or, the AI that seems to be changing everything? Well, today, we're going to pull back the curtain on Python. It's the surprisingly simple language that powers some of the biggest tech on the entire planet. Okay, let's just dive right in.
So let me ask you a quick question. Just think about the apps you use every day. You're scrolling through Instagram, you're sharing files on Dropbox, and then think even bigger, like the artificial intelligence that's recommending your next movie. What's the one common thread that ties all of those things together?
Yep, you got it. They are all built, at least in a big way, with Python. And that's really the key here. This isn't some weird, obscure language just for academics. It's the invisible engine running behind the scenes of so many things we use and rely on every single day.
Which, of course, brings us to the big question. With all the programming languages out there, why should you care about this one? What is it that makes Python so special? Let's take a look.
Python's popularity really boils down to a few amazing things. First off, it's just incredibly easy to get started with. The way it's written, the syntax, it almost feels like you're reading plain English. But don't let that fool you, because it's also a powerhouse. It's like a Swiss Army knife for coders. You can build websites, analyze data, explore AI, automate boring tasks. It's got you covered. On top of all that, there's a massive, welcoming online community ready to help you out, which makes it no surprise that it's one of the hottest skills on the job market right now.
All right, enough talk. The best way to really get how simple Python is to actually write some. So let's do it. Let's create your very first program right here, right now. I promise, it's way easier than you think.
And there it is, the classic first step for any programmer. Hello, world. Just look at that for a second. It's one single, totally readable line of code. All this does is tell the computer, hey, display the text, hello, world, on the screen. That's it. It's really that straightforward.
And hey, don't just take my word for it. As the awesome programming instructor Mosh Hamadani says, you can literally get this done in seconds. This isn't about spending hours and hours just to see something happen. Python is all about getting you from an idea to a result as fast as humanly possible. So that Hello World program was super simple, but it's actually built on a few core ideas. Let's break down the fundamental building blocks, the basic ingredients you're going to use in pretty much every Python program you've ever write.
Okay, first up, variables. The best way to think about a variable is just as a labeled box. That's it. You give the box a name, like, say, username, and then you put a piece of information inside it, like the name Dave. Now, whenever you need that name later in your program, you just ask for the username box. Simple, right? But the boxes you use kind of have to match what you're storing. For text, like someone's name, you use what's called a string. For whole numbers, like an age, you'd use an integer. And for simple yes or no questions like, is this user new, you use a Boolean, which can only ever be true or false.
And finally, let's talk about loops. This right here is where Python's power to automate things really starts to shine. A loop is just a simple way to make the computer repeat an action over and over again, so you don't have to. I mean, imagine you have a list of 100 names and you want to say hello to each person. Instead of writing 100 lines of code, you just write one single greeting and tell a loop to run it for every single name on the list. It's a massive time saver. So we've got variables, data types, and loops. Now, I know that might not sound like a whole lot, but with just these basic tools, you can build some truly incredible things. Let's see what that actually looks like in the real world.
Think about a really tedious task, like, going through a giant Excel spreadsheet that has thousands of rows. With Python, you can write a simple script that does all of that for you. It can open the file, go through every single row with a loop, apply some kind of formula to each one, and even spit out a beautiful chart at the end. All of it totally automatic.
And it gets even more exciting. You can use those exact same concepts to start diving into machine learning. When you really boil it down, the process is surprisingly simple. You feed some data into your program, you pick an algorithm for it to learn with, you let it train itself to find patterns, and then you can ask it to make intelligent predictions on brand new information it's never seen before.
But hey, it's not all about heavy data and serious automation. Coding is also about just having fun and being creative. With these basics, you could easily build a fun little game like rock, paper, scissors and play it against the computer. It's a fantastic way to practice your new skills and actually see your code come to life. So you've seen what Python is, why it's so popular, and the kinds of amazing things you can build with it. The next logical step is to think about your own journey. what does the path forward actually look like for you? So what's the real time commitment here? Are we talking years? Not at all. Most experts agree that with just some consistent daily practice, you can get a really strong handle on the basics in about 3 months. The key here is that becoming good at this isn't some far-off dream. It's a real, tangible goal with a surprisingly realistic timeline.
And once you've got those basics down, that's when the real fun begins, because you can start to specialize. You don't have to learn everything. You get to pick a path that really excites you. Maybe you want to build smart AI systems, or create websites, or automate testing for apps, or become a data wizard. Mastering the fundamentals is what opens up all of these doors.
Think about it. In just the last few minutes, we've gone from one simple line of code all the way to the frontiers of machine learning. But this is really just scratching the surface. The real question isn't just what Python can do. It's what you are going to do with it. So, you've seen the power. What will you build with your next 5 hours? Your journey starts